Hi guys, I'm Kaius. Everyone loves a good crossover. Crossovers drive to bring the best in each franchise. Sometimes you want to see two settings you like collide, maybe you want to see two super powerful characters go at it, or perhaps you're just looking for character chemistry between two series that you have a lot of love for. Sometimes, however, they add a fucking tank to BB tag. When a mobile game does a collab, it usually ends up gaining a lot of traction. Some games collaborate with other properties at such a frankly alarming rate that they end up becoming the main thing the game is known for, and other times, games just keep doing collabs when I just want them to add new characters from the original property of the game. Please KOF All-Star, just add T-Zoc already. I don't care about Nanatsu no Taizai, please God stop. However, while these events are traditionally celebrated and hyped to high hell, there are of course a fair share of horror stories. If you thought the Dragalia Lost Mega Man event was bad, you're going to want to have to sit down for these stories. Yeah, stories, plural, because this is actually the first in a duology of videos exploring some of the most catastrophic, crummy crossovers and collabs that I've probably ever heard of. This is the first of these two, and I highly recommend you watch the second one if that's out already, and if it isn't, you know what to do. Without further ado though, let's talk about the first topic. The Genshin Impact collab, so popular, it had to be cancelled. If you've been living under a rock and don't know what Genshin Impact is, you sweet summer child, I'm about to ruin your day. Genshin Impact is an open world action RPG with gacha elements released by miHoYo in 2020. miHoYo is also known for releasing Honkai Impact Third. I think I found a favourite word. Genshin is additionally and probably less flatteringly known for one of the biggest and loudest social media fan bases in ever really, particularly one vocal about Zhongli's ass. It's not that big, the only cake he's serving is flatbread. Also, they have these Klee oomfie gifs which I'll be liberally using throughout the video because well, just look at them. By the way, did you know that Genshin Impact's sister game, Honkai Impact Third, was once the motivation of a real life assassination plot, which I'll get to this one someday, don't you worry. Back to Genshin though, it's kind of a smash hit. The game is literally gigantic and the proportions of it are constantly expanding by the minute, which is a far cry from its initial reaction of Nintendo fanboys destroying their PS4s because the game looked a little too much like their beloved Breath of the Wild. I played it for a while, but I eventually fell off since I'm not huge on open world adventure games, but I have a lot of respect for the product because holy shit, it's hard to make a game in the first place, but making one that blows up to the degree Genshin did is borderline fucking impossible. So good on you miHoYo, I guess. In light of that, please forgive me if I get any small details about the game wrong since it's been months since I played it. I've been trying to keep up, but it's hard. I might reinstall it to try and get some B-roll footage, but you're probably going to be seeing more Klee gifs anyway, so if something gets big, it will get a crossover. It's kind of like the Murphy's Law of media. So Genshin has had a collab or two already since it launched, but the collab we're talking about today is the collab that every Chinese social game will inevitably have. We need to adjust to the wabi-sabi way of life of accepting impermanence. All cherry blossoms will fall, all fireworks will explode, and all Chinese social games will eventually collaborate with KFC. Yes, Kentucky Fried Chicken. But how do you collaborate with KFC for a video game, you ask? I chuckle. First of all, you partner with a restaurant like KFC by rewarding players in-game for going to said restaurant. Bring in some special goodies in-game as well as some physical rewards for going to the restaurant to encourage people to eat at a restaurant when they could be gaming. Second of all, stop asking stupid fucking questions. KFC actually seems to have quite the appetite for collaborations like this, at least in China, having done this in the past with Identity V, Girls Frontline, and Arc Knights. Look, I put Weedy on the high ground. Just so we're clear, the items being offered to the players who went to Kentucky Fried Chicken, not actually Kentucky, that's a long walk from Hangzhou, are a glider, some stickers, a chicken bucket with Diluc on it. Oh, also, Noelle and Diluc cardboard standees, they weren't supposed to be given away, but that didn't actually stop people, so. To get these desirable goodies, players of Genshin Impact would need to go to KFC and just order food. But there was one other set of limited rewards that required you to say but one thing at the counter. Meet in another world, enjoy delicious food. Fast food employees do not get paid enough to hear their customers say things like this. Anyway, they got a pin badge. That's cool, right? The event ran through March of 2021 in many places throughout China, and the moment it started, the oomfies descended upon those many locations. These locations were being absolutely swarmed. Because of that, one would think that it's safe to consider this event a success, right? A banger post for the oomfies, right? Well, yeah, but it was quite literally too much of a success for its own good. For one, there was very little wiggle room to move around in these restaurants, especially in the larger cities, and as stated earlier, the standees of Diluc and Noel were being swiped from the stores and taken home, though that's surprisingly standard for cardboard standees at events like this. The real kicker of this though is the current circumstances around which this event was being held. See, when people went to KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, there was another KFC they had to be wary of. The killer fucking, coronavirus. This event was held in the middle of a global panorama pandemonium, and as some of you may know, that thing spreads faster indoors than it does outdoors, and as previously stated, the KFCs in larger cities were hella fucking crammed, meaning that the Genshin Impact KFC collab was a literal public health concern. No, I'm not kidding. Although restrictions had relaxed, there was still a Pandora going on. Yes, I'm avoiding saying the words directly, YouTube's demonetization fucking sucks. Even though restrictions were being lifted, KFC still wasn't ready to have a capacity consisting of this many people. The collaboration was actually hitting the point where it was violating the disease prevention measures in Shanghai and Hangzhou. It was that bad. As a result, KFC decided that the best way to handle this was to take it out back and put it out of its misery. Between KFC initially posting about the collaboration on Weibo and then posting about the cancellation of the event, there was about 1 day. All of this most likely transpired in 1 day. And that's where I would end things, but as is the pattern with me writing script, Genshin actually brought the collaboration event to Western audiences in July while the script was still being written because Kaius doesn't deserve anything fucking nice. I don't even know the specifics of that one yet, but I assume it's just in-game because I can't exactly imagine Western KFC wanting to allow people to swarm their locations after the last event. I think that's all I've got then. Since this is a recent occurrence, there may very well be developments in the future, though I doubt I'm gonna make another video of it. If you like this greasy, deep-fried story, consider liking and leaving a comment, and maybe subscribing to this They Them if you're feeling like a Kentucky Fried cool person. Also, for video updates, particularly if you're waiting for the companion piece to this video, why not become an oomfie on Twitter at FalcoLambda, or join my Discord server, the Chaos Club, where you can be notified the moment a video goes up. You don't have to do any of these things, but it's a good way to directly support me if that's what you want to do. Until my next video, be excellent to each other and party on. Also, Xunyan is the best Genshin character.